अस्सलाम वालेकुम। लास्ट टाइम हमारा जो टॉपिक चल रहा था वो कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर, और हम उस टॉपिक में पहुंच चुके थे कैटेगरीज ऑफ ग्रुप सॉफ्टवेयर, जिसके अंदर हमने डिस्कस किया था सिस्टम मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम मैनेजेस द हार्डवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर नेटवर्क एंड डेटा रिसोर्सेज ऑफ कंप्यूटर सिस्टम। एग्जाम्पल ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, नेटवर्क मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम, डेटाबेस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, सिस्टम यूटिलिटीज। System development program help user develop IS program, information system program and procedure, and then prepare them for processing. Include language translators and editors, case and programming tools. Interference between end user and computer. End user application software, system software, computer hardware, system management and development, general purpose application specifics, एंड यूज़र। तो ये वो इंटरेक्शन है जो एंड इंटरफेस करता है बिटवीन एंड यूज़र एंड कंप्यूटर, के स्टार्ट होता है एंड यूज़र से, फिर उसके बाद आती है एप्लीकेशन सॉफ्टवेयर, जिसकी मदद से हम अपने परफॉर्मेंस को एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं, स्टार्ट करते हैं। फिर उसके बाद आता है मरहला सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर का। सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर सपोर्ट करके हमें एक्सेस फराहम करता है कंप्यूटर हार्डवेयर तक, और इस तरह फिर सिस्टम मैनेजमेंट एंड डेटा डेवलपमेंट हम उस लेवल पे पहुंचते हैं जिसमें हम सिस्टम मैनेजमेंट या डेटा डेवलप करने की पोजीशन में आते हैं। और नॉर्मली ये जनरल पर्पस या एप्लीकेशन स्पेसिफिक होती है, और देन एंड यूज़र तक मामला पहुंचता है। ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स, integrated system of program that manages the operation of the CPU, control the input-output storage resources and activities of the computer system. Provide support service as computer execute application program. The operating system must be loaded and activated before other tasks can be accomplished. Operating सिस्टम बेसिक फंक्शन बुनियादी तौर पे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के होते हैं। इसके अंदर सबसे पहले यूज़र इंटरफेस, एंड यूज़र सिस्टम एंड नेटवर्क कम्युनिकेशन। इसके बुनियादी तौर पे 4 स्टेप्स होते हैं, जिसके अंदर सबसे पहला स्टेप होता है रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट, मैनेजिंग द यूज़ ऑफ हार्डवेयर रिसोर्सेज। इसका बुनियादी तौर पे काम होता है मैनेज करना हार्डवेयर रिसोर्सेज को। सेकंड आता है टास्क मैनेजमेंट, मैनेजिंग द अकम्प्लिशमेंट ऑफ टास्क, जिसका बुनियादी तौर पे काम होता है जो भी टास्क एग्जीक्यूट किया जा रहा है उसको मैनेज करना। नेक्स्ट, थर्ड स्टेप हमारा आता है फाइल मैनेजमेंट, मैनेजिंग डेटा एंड प्रोग्राम फाइल्स, जो कि मैनेज करता है जो डेटा गैदर किया जा रहा है और उस प्रोग्राम को जो कि एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है। और फोर्थ स्टेप हमारा होता है यूटिलिटी एंड अदर फंक्शंस। Utility and other functions providing a variety of support services। ये वो अदर सपोर्टिव टूल्स होते हैं जो कि हमारी परफॉर्मेंस को सपोर्ट करके उसको एक कंप्लीट फॉर्म में एग्जीक्यूट करने में मदद फराहम करते हैं। तो ये बुनियादी तौर पे है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम बेसिक फंक्शन। नेक्स्ट, यूजर इंटरफेरेंस, the part of the operating system that allow you to communicate with it. Three main types: command driven, menu driving, graphical user interface, GUI। तो यूजर इंटरफेरेंस जिसके थ्री पार्ट्स होते हैं, जिसके अंदर एक होता है कमांड ड्राइव, फिर उसके बाद सेकंड आती है मेन्यू ड्राइव, और थर्ड आती है जियोग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेरेंस। रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट, part of the operating system that manages the hardware and networking resources of the computer system, including CPU, memory, secondary storage, device, telecommunication, and input-output terminals. Common function keeping track of where data and program are stored, subdividing memory, providing virtual memory capability. File management, part of the operating system that controls the creation, deletion, and access of the file and program, keep track of physical location on storage devices, maintain directories of information about location and characteristic of store files. Task management, part of the operating system that manages the accomplishment of end user computing tasks, control which tasks get access to the CPU and for how long, can interrupt the CPU at any time to substitute a higher priority task, support preemptive and cooperative multitasking and multiprocessing. Popular operating system: Windows GUI, multitasking, networking, multimedia, Microsoft operating system, NTXP 2003, different version, managed server, next, multitasking, multi-user, network managing, portable, can run on the mainframes, mid-range, and PCs. Linux, low cost, powerful, reliable, Unix-like operating system, open sources, Mac OS X, Apple operating system for the IMX6, GUI, multitasking, and multimedia. Open source licensing characteristics: the program must include source code and allow distribution in source code as well as compiled from. The license shall not restrict any party from selling or giving away the software as a components of an aggregate software distribution containing programs from several sources, must allow modification and drive work, and must allow them to be distributed under the same term as the license of the original software. Open source licensing characteristic: the license content must allow modification and drive work and allow them to be distributed under the same term as the license of the original software, may restrict source code from being distributed in modified form only if the license allows the distribution of pitch file with source code for the purpose of modifying the program at build time. must not discriminate against any person or any group of persons. Open source licensing characteristics. The license must not restrict anyone from making use of the program in a specific field of endeavor. The right attached to the program must apply to all to whom the program is redistributed without the need for execution of an additional license. Snacks must not be specific to a product, must not be contaminate other software by placing restriction on any software distributed along with the licensed software. Other system management program सॉफ्टवेयर कैटेगरी सॉफ्टवेयर कैटेगरी में हमारे पास है नेटवर्क मैनेजमेंट, एप्लीकेशन सर्वर, डेटाबेस मैनेजर, कोलिब्रेशन टूल्स, डेवलपमेंट टूल्स. Network management monitors network to keep them up and running. Application server shuttle data between the business apps and the web. Database manager provide digital storehouses for business data. Collaboration tools power everything from email to the electronic calendars. Development tools allow programmers to craft software code quickly. IBM प्रोडक्ट एग्जाम्पल्स के तौर पर ट्रॉवली, वेस्पेयर, DP2, लॉर्ड्स एंड रैशनल. Customer as a room price used to the safeguard customer records. Application server REI user is to serve up its website and distribute data. Database manager Mixa uses it to help customers find its product online. Collaboration tools for customer retailer Sephora use it to coordinate store maintenance. Development tools as a customer. Multi-launch use it to build code for the online trading. The uses of main computer HP OpenView, BEA WebLogics, Oracle 9i, Microsoft Exchange, Microsoft Visual Studio. For customer, Amazon uses it to monitor its servers. Washington Post builds news page with it. For customer, it run Southwest Airline frequent flyer program. Time and use it to provide email to its employees. Used to develop a trust policy management system. Other system software, utilities, miscellaneous housekeeping functions. Example, Norton utilities include data backup, virus protections, data comparison act, performance monitor, program that monitor and adjust computer system to keep them running efficiently, security monitors, monitor and control use of computer system to prevent unauthorized use of resources. Application servers provide an interface between an operating system and the application program of users, middleware software that help to diverse software application exchange data and work together more efficiently. Now programming languages, example of programming in each languages, four level of programming language. First one is machine language use binary code instructions. Second, high level languages use brief statement or automatic notations. Third, assembler languages use symbolic code instructions like LODY, ADDZ, STRX. Fourth generation languages use natural and non-procedural statement. So we use in the data storage four types of language: machine language, high level languages, assembly languages, and fourth generation languages. Now come toward the first one is machine language. First generation languages, the most basic of programming languages, starting of binary codes unique to each computer, requires specific knowledge of the internal operation of the CPU being used, must specify the storage location for every section and item of the data used. Difficult to work with and error prone. Assembler languages, second generation languages developed to reduce difficulty in writing machines. Language program use assembler to convert the program into the machine instructions. Symbols are used to represent operation code and storage locations. Alphabetics abbreviations called mnemonics and other symbols represent operation codes, storage location, and data elements. The third computer language is high level languages. Third generation languages use brief statement or arithmetic expressions. Statements translated into machine language by compilers or interpreters, less efficient than the assembler language and requires greater translation time. Machine independent example basic, Gobul and Fortran. The fourth language is generation languages, variety of programming languages that are non-procedural and conversational, encourages programmers to specify the result wanted. The computer determines the sequence of instructions that accomplish the result. Simplify the programming process, natural language, very close to English or the other human languages. Sometimes called fifth generation 5 years, no longer a trade-off between ease of use and flexibility. Object-oriented languages combines data element and the procedures that will be performed upon them into object. Example, data about the bank account and the procedure performed on it, such as interest calculations. So now we can focus towards an as example of the bank current account balance. The first one is withdrawal amount, second one is current monthly statement, third one is get honors, fourth one is deposit amount, fifth one is get balance, and sixth one is calculate interest. These are the example of the object-oriented languages. Object-oriented languages most widely used software development languages, easier to use and more efficient for graphic-oriented user interfaces. This build can use an object from one application in other application. Example, Visual Basic, C, Java. Most object-oriented language provide a GUI that supports the visual programming. Web languages, HTML, a page description language that creates hypertext document for the web. XML describe web page content by applying identifying tags or contractual labels to the data. Java, object-oriented programming language that is simple source and platform independent. Java applets can be executed on the computer. Now focus as a J versus nets, pros and cons, J2E and net, pros and cons. The first one is J2E, run on any operating system and application. Server may need adjustment. Cons, has complex applications development environment room. Handling complex high volume, high transactions applications. Tool can be difficult to use. Has more enterprise features for sessions management, failover, load balancing, and application integrations. Java saving convenient ability to build graphical user interfaces, limitations. Pros of J2E, it forged by the experienced enterprise vendors such as IBM, BEA, SAP, or Oracle. Offer a wide range of the vendor choice for the tools and application. Server has a proven track record. Now come towards the cons. Lack built-in support for web server. Standard is difficult to use for quick transmit, low cost and mass market project. Now net pros and cons. First of all, the pros: easy to use tool and increase the programming productivity. Has a strong framework for building rich graphical user interfaces. Give developer choice of working in a more than 20 programming languages. Is highly integrated with the Microsoft operating system and center An enterprise server software may cost less due in part to build in application think server in the window and fit management less expensive tools has built-in support for web service standards. Now come towards the cons. Framework runs only on window restricted vendor choice. Second, use of the prior Microsoft tools and technology face a potentially step learning code, new routine interface infrastructure lacks maturity. Question persists about the scalability and resection capability of the Windows platform. Next, choice of integrated development environment is limited. Gathering order applications to run in new net environment may require efforts. Web services. Web services are software components that are based on the framework of web and object-oriented standards and technology used to link the application of the different user and computing platform via the web. How web service work? The first step is uses UDI web service directory to locate the desired web services. Second one is web service is translated is XML which acts as in a platform natural work pair. Third one is web service components communicate via SOAP and XML base the protocol to connecting application and data. Fourth, web service is delivered back to client in XML. Language translator programming translate instruction written in programming language into machine language. Assembler translate assembler language statement. Compiler translate high level language statement. Interpreter a compiler that translate and execute each statement in a program one at a time. Programming tools help programming tool identify and minimize error while they are programming. Graphical programming interfaces, programming auditors, debuggers, case tools, a combination of many programming tools into a single application with common interfaces used in different stages of the system development processes. So now we have covered all the topic regarding the computer software, and if we review our right from the beginning, we our topic was computer software, and in this regard we were discussing computer software. In this regard, we were focusing on types of application and system software, and we observed in detail the all parts of the application and software. Then we were discussing about the application software in depth, application software, business application software. Then we focus on the software suites, integrated packages. Afterward, we were discussing about the components of the top software suites. Then we observe integrated packages as well as web browsers and search engine, email instant and messaging and web blogs, word processing, desktop publishing. Then we also focus on electronic spreadsheet, presentation graphics, person information management, groupware, software alternatives, software licensing, legal identity regarding the softwares, categories of group softwares, and today's class we started from here interference between end user and computers, operating systems. Then we were discussing about the operating system basic functions. What are the basic functions of operating system? There are the four steps: resource management, task management, file management, utility and other functions, user interference, resource management, file management, task management, popular operating system, open source licensing characteristic. What were the characteristic of open sourcing? Open source licensing characteristics. Then we discuss about other system management program, other system softwares, application servers, programming languages, and we discuss about the four languages: machine languages, high level languages, assembler languages, and fourth generation languages. Then we discuss in detail about the machine languages, assembler languages, high level languages, fourth generation languages, object oriented languages, and we discuss an example regarding banking sector, object oriented languages, web languages. Then we discuss about the pros and cons regarding the J2E versus NET, web services and how web services work, and language translator programming tools. So now we are going to close our today's section, and inshallah in the next class we start with another topic. Allah Hafiz.